All right. Last time on Midgard, you guys had defeated a couple of basilisks that were causing some petrification and a few unfortunate souls in a large area in front of a very bright and warm set of double doors uh, far, far into Citadel Freyundar. After that battle had commenced, during that battle, Leofston from Jomsburg had become actually petrified from head to toe and was luckily brought back by the blood of the basilisk in which he smashed with the statue.
Thank you.
Uh, you all had agreed that you were wanting to take a long rest. So the way that works, as far as only taking one per actual day, we're basically going to be starting very early, the morning of Coors Day, the 7th of High Summer. The calendar, of course, will be when we switch over to Fantasy Grounds. You'll be able to keep track of the actual days a lot easier. But this considers that you guys spent probably longer than normal. Everyone got their rest in. You should be at full hit points. You should have all your hit die back, all your spell slots, all that good stuff, all your abilities. There should be absolutely nothing shorting you from possibly the final dangerous fight. I mean, the final showdown. I mean, the small minor confrontation at the very end of this. We're going to go ahead and pick it up with you guys. We've already rolled initiative. So as you guys kind of get ready to get back out here, you guys, overnight, as you slept, you all kept different watches in order to ensure that you guys weren't all asleep simultaneously while somebody stabbed you. And that's kind of the way it should be, unless you tell me otherwise, that you are all sleeping at the same time. Then I'm assuming we're going to need to set up watch order, but we'll skip that for now. So in this case, 10D, you guys are all aware that there is something behind those big set of double doors to the south. You also know from, I believe it was, whose perception checks to notice, Mara mentioning that there is somebody that was sneaking around, unseen and almost unheard. I think Leofston, I think you may have heard it at the end. Okay. Now, keep in mind, more than 8 hours have passed since this last fight. So that being could be anywhere. Could even have just left this establishment. So you guys don't really know, but you guys were unaccosted during your guys' rest. So we'll go ahead and pick up with you guys waking up, or at least getting ready to head back out.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning. I had a really weird dream.
Really? Well, tell us about it.
Well, I was a butterfly, and Lee Austin was there too. He was a little cricket, and we were going on a venture backpacking through the country, and then a giant Sasquatch came and stepped on us.
That's more like a nightmare than a dream, I guess.
No, it's okay because Mara the butterfly came and saved us.
What is a Sasquatch?
I don't know. This came to my head right now.
So it's a...
Do I know what a Sasquatch is?
You've
Or Sasquatch is a thing.
that sounds like a fictional story, a name for something that doesn't quite have a name yet.
Okay.
Got the
I was going to
imagination
see if
on
I
you.
had to roll history for it.
Real history for Sasquatch.
Tendi may be Poppy speaking in some weird Fey language. You've never heard that before.
I do speak Gnomish.
There you go.
Doesn't Tandy speak Gnomish too?
No.
Oh.
Maybe. No.
So, how's everybody doing? Everyone rested up?
Feeling pretty good. I Hey, does anybody like oranges?
Oranges.
I bought 8 of them, but I forgot that I had them, and they're gonna go bad, and I don't think that I could eat all of them.
I can have an orange. Can you peel it for me?
Yeah, I'll peel it for you.
Thank you.
Would you mind peeling mine for me as well? You look over and Prudence has her hand on top of the pot with the spider in it. I'm a little bit preoccupied.
What's that? It keeps going tick 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 tick.
Oh,
No.
it's a little tiny spider I found.
Yeah, guys. Sorry, what?
Did you have your hand on it the whole night?
The entire
Yes,
night.
I did not want it to escape.
She used it as a pillow.
So comfy.
It. Can we not have the spider near me personally? I don't really like them too much.
I don't believe it's going to escape.
What if we let it go?
Tandy
Well-
would probably eat the spider. Tandy won't lie to friends.
Leos gives them a look.
Number one, Mara, we've already talked about this. I caught the spider. I'm going to bring it back. We're going to give it to the researcher. Number
But
two,
it's a spider.
Tandy, the spider's made out of metal.
Oh,
Tandy
maybe
can try real hard. Tandy pulls out the front teeth and just
I don't believe I believe you can do it, but I don't think that metal would be very good for your little teeth.
only if
It's
it
got a lot of
attacks
minerals,
Poppy.
though. You'd save me from the spider?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to be saved from the spider. I've got a handle on it. And
Have
she
a lid
goes-
on it.
Why do we need to take it to the researcher, though? Is there something crazy about it?
I believe Beckett asked us to bring back any sort of creatures we could capture.
Oh,
Is
okay.
is a metal creature technically a creature?
I've never seen a metal
What
creature
I'm
besides
saying.
myself.
Well, I mean, you just called it a metal creature, so I'm guessing it's a metal creature if you called it a metal creature to begin with.
I think it was more of a suggestion than an actual request.
Better to be sure, I guess. Very
I
good,
think
Prudence.
you can do whatever you want, Prue Prue.
I've already
You're
caught the thing.
independent.
Tandy, I bet we could make a soup out of it. It's kind of the same principle as stone soup.
Metal soup. Stone soup?
Prudence pulls the pot towards herself protectively.
It's already in a pot. We ain't gotta find a new pot for it.
Wait. Maybe Tandy is having rope. Maybe Prudence is tying spider pot in rope. And then Prudence has hands again.
That would be very useful. I used my rope for the big cavernous hole.
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially if there's another fight or something. It's insane how you fought holding the pot together the entire time. That last battle, it was really cool to watch, but I saw you struggling a bit. So maybe we do something about
Maybe
you
all
think if you threw that at with a basilisk, it would have attacked it?
it.
The spider?
Or can the metal spider turn to stone?
Speaking of stones, Prudence, here, take this this piece of tile that I found. You put it on top of that, and you don't have to worry about holding it.
She graciously
You wouldn't
takes.
have to worry about holding it if you let it go.
Mara, I've already caught it.
Just
We're
saying.
going to keep the spider in the pot.
Okay, well, you'll be in charge of the spider, and we'll get a rope for you. I mean, the tile is good and all when we're sitting down and not moving, but as soon as you stand up, it's kind of an issue.
Jordan, is there anything in this room that we could use to do that? I thought I had a rope, but I don't. Do I see
A rope?
anything in the room that I could use to wrap around the pot?
Sure. It's a dining hall and a kitchen, so I'm sure there's many different things that could be used. I will let you get creative with it as long as it doesn't sound too crazy.
Oh,
We could
damn. So
use-
Wonder Glue's probably off the table.
Wonder
huh?
Glue is definitely off the table. This is not Fallout 4.
It's not on the table. That's why it's not available. It's off the table.
Oh, you're right.
While you're coming up with that, I do need to a point of order. Sin, I asked in the chat, did you share the other half of your basilisk meat with somebody over the long rest?
Yeah, whoever I had my long rest with, I'm not sure who that was. Who was giving me a advantage on.
I will take it as a first one to say dibs. Then was the one that took watch with Sin.
Dibs.
Okay.
I'm glad you said dibs because I was scared nobody would say it and then I'd feel bad.
So
Prudence is a vegetarian. She doesn't want any of that meat.
so
Leofson wants it.
yeah. Everyone except for Sin and Leofston, make sure that you mark off one of your rations, as you obviously still need to eat once a day.
Okay.
Hang on.
Can I
Who
ask a
ate the
stupid question?
basilisk?
I ate the basilisk. You didn't eat the basilisk.
Why wouldn't we take the basilisk back to the scientist?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're having this conversation, Prudence. You could see like a skeleton, half skeleton of a basilisk, and like various teeth and like talons, just kind of grouped together in bits on the side.
We'll just assume that Sin harvested it while I was sleeping. I didn't get around to saying, like, hey, let's...
I've been reading a book, and it says that I could take different parts of this, and if we get it back in time, it's worth money.
I was going to ask, I do feel a bit bad for the statues. Could we perhaps save one, as we did Leofst?
One of the statues?
Yes, those
Now we're out of the ichor, aren't we, or the blood?
We have
We
enough
have-
blood.
We drained one and they ate the other one.
Maybe we should make sure there ain't more basilisks lurking around here.
Prudence points to Sin, who has a vial of blood sitting next to him. I do believe he harvested. That's blood, right?
Have enough for one. We can save one, but
But
Got
what
to be
if they're
careful.
bad guys?
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's possible that we create more problems than we solve.
The thing is, we could keep it around just in case one of us turn into stone again.
I like that idea.
And if we don't, then we can take it. Either we can save someone, or we could take it back to Zobek, and that maybe they can make more out of it. I don't know.
I mean, it's not like he's going anywhere.
Sin.
Sorry.
Leofson snorts.
Alright, I don't like the idea of leaving them behind, but Papa, you two raise a good point that if there are more in here, we should probably keep it. But I also will say I do not want to double back. So if we leave them now, we are leaving them for good.
Won't we have to double back anyway to get back across the rope bridge?
Potentially, there could be another way out.
Do you think so? That'd be so much cooler because I don't really want to go against back to that rope bridge. We almost lost a lot of people, and then remember that Patches fell, and that was kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
But
Prudence looks a little upset because she couldn't save him.
also consider,
Tendy pats
though,
Prudence on the back, but like Tendy is small, so maybe like lower back, but not butt. That would be weird.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
yeah, Tendy, come on. But consider if we don't find a way through here again, we have to go around the mountain to get back to the horses and all of the treasure we left in the other room.
I forgot
Yeah.
about the horses. That's Angie, not Prudence.
I can't believe we forgot about Jacques.
I don't remember their names.
Is that what we named them?
I have them in Google Notes.
What are they?
I forgot we named the horses.
Was it
I know
Lawrence?
there was one that was French.
Was it
There
Lawrence?
was
It was
one.
Lawrence.
Lawrence and
It's Laurent.
Laurence. Right, he was the
Laurent.
French one.
Laurence and Kenneth.
Well, then it seems perhaps we should decide, are we going to double back? Are we going to take the first exit out of this cave?
Well, I
Should
mean,
we
if we
find it?
if we find an exit out, then that's a really good way out, and then we can just go around and get the horses again, and then we don't have to go through the danger.
That's assuming we could reach the entrance in a manageable time.
Wait a minute.
We could be
Isn't
on
there
the.
like a rock or something, like a flying rock or something out there that fights people? I don't know. I was kind of not paying attention when the lady out there was speaking.
Oh, the rock, not a rock. The giant creature.
There's a difference. It's not a flying rock.
It is a flying rock.
It's a rock, but it's not, mineral.
So it's yeah, okay. I'll believe you. But yeah, that's not always an option. I think for now we should just worry more about what we're gonna do in the meantime. Because we haven't found that exit yet.
We should go ahead and, since we're on this side, we should finish and see what's around, and then
Yes.
maybe we go back.
Tenda, you seem to be approaching those giant gates during the fight. Did you get close to them at all?
Yes, Tendi is hearing many sounds like blacksmith sounds and fire sounds,
Fire sound.
and the doors was very bright.
I assume you were not able to open them with your stature.
No, Tendi is very small.
If you're so small, then why do you fill up my heart so?
That's a good one. That's a
Tendi
good
starts purring immediately and gets all embarrassed.
one. Man, Grouper's the smoothest.
Like shark.
Alright, so you guys sound like you are going to be exploring further into this area, correct?
Yeah, I would like to go back to those doors.
Remind me, did we see every room that we had passed so far? I know Mara checked out that room with the spider. Wasn't there another room somewhere that we didn't look into? Does anyone remember?
Yes.
There's a room down the hall from that where the noise was coming from.
Yeah, there are 4 rooms that Tendi walked by, and then there are 2 in the center, kind of in between, on either side of that statue by the spider, the petrified spider.
I kind of want to see at this point, because I found a potion in that one room, so I kind of want to at least peek into the rooms that I had passed down that hall, just to see if we were asleep for more than 8 hours. So I want to make sure that no one's going to be behind us, and then also see if there's anything small that we can take.
Okay. Well, as far as anything behind you, there's not much. There's just that cliff, and you don't... The fog still kind of drifts through very slowly. Nothing seems to have changed outside those double doors. Why don't you guys go ahead and go back to the center big area where the petrified spider is, and I'll briefly describe kind of the area, the layout of each direction you can go. Are you guys going to be moving as essentially a group, and then perhaps if you find something, we would dive into each individual doing their own, going through the initiative order?
Yeah, I think we should probably move as a group, both for ease of your descriptions and also just so that we're together in case there's combat.
Correct.
Agreed.
Can I snap off a spider leg?
You can. Poppy, you're going to move Wicket, or do you want me to move Wicket?
I didn't see Wicket next to me. Where's Wicket?
I went ahead and moved Wicket from inside the dining room. Can't even pay attention to your own.
I can't see him. He's so small.
No, you're good. Patches, I'm assuming Jolene's underneath you.
Yeah, I keep her underneath me.
Got it. Okay. So in this large lobby, everything north of you, you have explored. You've explored the meadery, and you've explored the dining hall pretty thoroughly. To the west, Mara and Prudence, you are aware of the pew, like service room, where worship takes place, or any sort of religious service. And you notice that the hallway itself went further west, and then Mara, you're pretty aware of what's over here to the north of that. So going over and up, there are three or more rooms that you pass by, where doorways themselves were basically adjacent across the hall from one another. And at the very end of this hall, your Ericid, or what was it called? Isolde. They noticed that there was a big, large throne room. They didn't go far into it, and they kind of came back before they got to look further. But a big circular throne room with many pillars, 3 throne seats, and a bunch of the red carpet gold trim that you have seen before. So there's at least a handful of rooms that are unexplored over to the west. To the south, you have the room with the doorway over here that you pass by. As well as the double doors that are right here. Tendi walked by these doors evenly spaced out from each other. You were, of course, aware of the double doors to the very far south, and that is what you know to the south itself. Patches, you know that you backed up in the hallway at the very bottom of this during the basilisk fight, so you could tell that there was a hallway, that went off further to the west from there.
Cool.
To the east, another an area that was mostly wall, but you knew that the basilisk came from here. Your best guess you would equate it to the very beginning of this of the Citadel, where there are many rooms and many small cramped hallways, kind of interwoven into each other. You do not know anything about this area, and there could be potentially many things to explore. So, your options: west, south, or east.
I suggest that we head west.
Yes. South maybe should be last.
Okay. That sounds like a good plan to me.
So this direction?
This way. That's what I meant.
Okay,
but that's
east.
fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I described it as west, but yeah, it's never eat soggy waffles. Okay, yeah, so east is this way. That's how I learned how my northeast, southwest.
Yeah, never eat soggy waffles.
That's really cute. I'm going to teach that to McGill.
It's important. I mean, no one should ever eat soggy waffles. You need that crunch.
Did we explore this room?
Yes. I believe you kind of made for catching the spider, but Mara got another good look into the room. There wasn't anything of note or value in there.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
Cool. I will take the room to the left. Someone wants to take the room to the right.
Finn, are you coming?
I will, said the DM.
I saw Jimmy Buffett in my head now. I go, spin to the left, spin to the right. Only girl in town.
Maybe multiple people should go in at once, so that if there are people in there, we can all be together.
Yes, let's not split up quite too much. Just half of us go into this left room. The other half come into the right.
As Mara continues forward.
Mara's too powerful for any of us.
Let's go!
She's like, fuck you, you can't do what you tell me. I won't do what you tell me. Alright. So, we'll just go in...
Oh, shit!
What?
Oh, there it goes. It went
Okay.
dark.
I don't know why it went dark.
It does that thing.
All
I
right.
can't get in the room.
So it looks like Tendi and Prudence, or Tendi and Poppy at least, and Prudence, some of the people towards the top of this initiative, are going to the left. So Patches, it's up to you whether or not you want to go left or right. You tell me now, and I'll group you with the other group.
I will go left.
Perfect. All right, so you four assumed are going through this door. You are face to face with a door. It is closed.
Our enemy.
I turn the lock.
You turn the
Tendi
lock.
puts their ear up to the door.
I turn the knob, is what I meant to say.
Tendi, as you turn the knob, or as you put your ear to the door, you hear the sound of a doorknob turning, and the door begins to open, almost falling through to the ground below.
Prudence catches her by her scarf. Their scarf.
Yeah, Prudence, you notice the careful anxiousness of Tendi as she approaches the door and listens to see if there's any danger on the other side. And luckily, at least from what you can tell, there doesn't seem to be. As you walk into this room, atop the large number of torso-high shelves sits numerous candles, unlit. Books and scrolls sparingly are throughout the shelves.
It is of use. Most of our magic users are in here.
Ooh. Tendi immediately starts checking out those shelves.
I do not know much about scrolls. Perhaps you would be able to ascertain what's in here far better than I.
Maybe.
Well, I'll tell you
Tendi,
that
let's go.
what you can. So there's things that you can immediately find, and just so you know, there might be things that you can't immediately find, and that is what the things like perception and investigation would let you know. What you can immediately find, very easily, is the following. You find a scroll of ceremony, which is a spell scroll. If you were to sell it, it is worth 50 gold pieces, full price. If you sell it to a vendor, they might actually not buy it because they sell it for 50 gold. But anyways, Scroll of Comprehend Languages, which is another spell. There is a Scroll of Floating Disc, another spell.
How much was the
50,
comprehend language?
50 gold.
Are they all 50?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you a level 9 spell in the first dungeon of the game, so. But yeah. So, Scroll of Ceremony, Scroll of Comprehend Languages, Scroll of Floating Disc, and a Scroll of Mage Armor.
Prudence seems to perk up at the scroll of the understanding languages. Could we perhaps keep this one, if not use it immediately, for that note that I have found?
What note?
Prudence reaches into the satchel that she's been carrying that was given to her by Leofston, and she takes the note out from earlier that was half written in common and another half was in an incomprehensible language none of us knew. But it all gave us a sense of foreboding and dread.
Oh.
Does that work for written? That's good, right? Comprehend languages?
Tendi, can you normally cast Comprehend Languages?
No, but can I? Is there something that I would roll, like magic or something?
You're not quite. You know it's a spell. You don't know exactly. I
Okay.
mean, and you know it says spell of Comprehend Languages, but beyond the intricacies of it, you would not know.
I think we should keep all of them. just in case.
Yes.
I don't know what really any of them do, but
Well, I'm
No.
saying this is a just in case moment. We have found this missive hidden within this citadel. Perhaps we should know what the contents of the letter are.
yeah.
Now, in addition to the scrolls, you guys collectively also find 3 books.
What kind of books?
The Hungry
Uh,
Hungry Caterpillar. My favorite.
Yes.
Tendy's favorite book.
No,
It's my favorite too.
it's,
Oh my gosh.
the raccoons raid on Ridge. No, I'm gonna need Patches, Poppy, and Tendy. I need you each to roll me a D100.
71.
That's a good spread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tendy, the book that you managed to grab a hold of first is Tamina's Guide to Kobolds, Volume 1. It is an introductory field guide to all the ins and outs of kobolds.
Oh,
Roll a 1d6. It's Volume 5.
ooh, okay.
Poppy, you got 34. Your book, the title on the spine and inside says 50 Shades of Drow. A bestseller among women as it details the finer points of the matriarchal society, with tips on how to properly train and punish your manservants while maintaining your femininity. This book would be banned if only men would actually read it.
Poppy
Fluff
cracks
that
it open.
from Poppy. Perhaps when you're a bit older.
I'm 22.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
a
Tendy's
full-
the baby here.
I'm a full-grown adult, man.
I did not know that. Never mind. Have at it.
You're a full-grown adult man.
No. Sorry, Skylar
I'm
came
a
through,
man.
and I call people man all the time. My bad. Yeah, Poppy's
Poppy's like,
22.
I'm a full-grown adult.
I'm a full-grown adult, my guy.
And then Patches, the book that you find is Animated Apocrypha, a book of movement and morals. An enchanted book of tales with illustrations that move on their own in a set repeating pattern. The tales tend to connect to the nearest civilization and depict stories of good morals.
Ah,
Dope.
I will put these descriptions in the text chat, by the way. I'll just
Poppy.
let you guys play it out.
Poppy is like frothing at the mouth with these books, my guy. Like, she loves books.
Tendy is making huge pupil eyes at Patches' book. Tendy wants it so bad. Just
Aw.
pouty face and looking at him.
Perhaps you could barter a trade, Tendy.
Tendy immediately pulls out the potion of climbing and holds it out and goes, Patches falls many times.
Patches just gives it to Tendy.
Poppy puts 50
I-
Shades of
I-
Brown in her bag.
I ain't much for reading, and this one's a bit too strange for my tastes.
Tendy will read to Patches.
we should all read it together before we go to bed tonight. And then we can have
Yes,
a
yes.
bedtime story.
Perhaps the Wolf King would read it to you.
Wolf King.
Yeah.
Oh, Vampire King! And she just points to Leofston.
We're all pointing to him. He has no idea why we're
Yeah, you just point off to another
He's not
room.
even in the room with us, and we
Yeah.
just immediately are like, I know where the big stinky man is.
He
Um,
sneezes, like,
So there's 4 of you in this room. Between the 4 of you, decide which 2 of you are going to roll perception checks with advantage to see if you find anything that is hidden or beyond normal sight.
Tendy and
Okay.
Patches.
Yeah,
have a
Tendy and
13.
Patches have the best.
Tendy and Patches. Poppy sees nothing ever.
Oh, come on.
Pat.
I got 11.
Well, okay.
Oh.
So Patches, you are certain there is nothing else in this room. Tendy, you are certain there is nothing else in this room. That's one of
Ain't
the
nothing. We got it all.
I don't know. I feel like there might be more in here. You
Yeah,
should
see,
check it out.
yeah, that's one of the things that we're going to probably have you roll in the GM dice tower on Fantasy Grounds. So if you roll a nat 1 or something, you don't go, I don't believe what I'm being told by the dungeon master. So it'll just be easy for you to roll it. So you get to roll it, but I'll let you know what you know. But you are both certain there is nothing else in this room. We will go over to, real quick, we'll go over to Leofston, Sin, and Mara. In front of you stands a closed door.
Then we'll just open it.
You open it, and towards the end of you opening it all the way, nothing happens. Alright. As you enter this room, inside this room, you immediately see two small carts filled with rock and coal. Next to them, on a small table against the wall, sit small hammers, chisels, and picks. On the long table in the center of the room lay many rolled parchment, laid unrolled on the table, unkept from rolling by weapons placed on top. Candles line the shelves and are in various states of use.
Are any of the weapons scimitars?
Hmm?
Are any of the weapons scimitars?
No, many of them are either
Oh.
like short swords, daggers, mining picks, maybe a hand axe, but no scimitars.
Austin goes to the table to see the scrolls.
Yeah, I want to look at the scrolls.
Okay.
And we'll pocket that hand axe.
I would like to investigate the table. I want to see what's going on there.
Okay. Let's see. Well, from what you can tell on, do either of the three of you speak Dwarven?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do 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 do. No, I speak Goblin.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know. Okay, I guess I'll just keep this on the side of my head because it keeps disconnecting my earbuds. Okay. You look, and many of it is just the manifests of the various tunnels. There's no map, but it's just a description of tunnel 23, sub branch D, and it lists the various raw materials that have been gained from that particular branch. They're all very well documented, where coal or various gemstones were mined from, and things of that nature.
Are there any talking about some sort of exit to the outside that I can see?
No, none.
Mm.
I was going to rummage through these two carts full of stones just to see if there's anything else besides the stone in it.
Rummage inside the carts of stone?
Yes.
Okay. Your hands begin to dirty quickly with various rock dust and coal, but you don't seem to find anything. Coal itself will be good for burning on a fire if you wanted to get heat, but not like a lot of light. It's not charcoal, but coal will at least burn a little bit easier for purposes of heat from a fire when it comes to like cooking something.
On the
Alright.
sorry.
Fine.
On the like surfaces around the edge, like these guys, are there like drawers in them or shelves?
There are shelves, but most of them are completely empty.
Hmm.
Are you guys, just real quick, are you guys hearing the music?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not, but I'm not the important one that needs to hear it, so I'll worry about it later. Plus, my ear hurts.
You bud.
But yeah, no. Beyond that, there's nothing. There's like I said, you can find your typical common things like a dagger, a short sword, a hand axe, a mining pick. You can find a small hammer and chisels over on the tools. Nothing that would. I mean, you can certainly take them, but they're not going to be anything that's worth it outside of your personal use.
Sim wants to do kind of a more thorough check along the walls to see if there's any secret passages, or if there's. He wants to also check underneath the table.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll a perception check as Sin begins to start searching the walls a little closer instead of looking at the bookshelves. You guys both notice this.
$14.
You don't find anything.
I don't think there's anything else in here besides the tools.
Leosta moves back to the table and kind of narrows his eyes. Can I do a more thorough search of the paperwork, or is there just nothing in there?
You've done a thorough search of the paperwork.
Okay.
It is pretty straight and to the point, as typical dwarves are.
Is there anything I'm sorry.
No, Mara, is there anything that you've discovered?
No, I think we've looked pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, Mara, you're kind of upset that there's no scimitars.
Yeah.
Is there anything on that table that's like smithing tools, or is it just like mining tools?
Mining tools.
Okay. Leosta
Can
grunts.
we melt them down and make them into scimitars?
Sure, if you wanna go through all that.
Have like 10 scimitars.
I mean, in that case, you could literally just take any gear forged off the street, just kidnap them, melt them down, and turn them into scimitars.
Is a gear forged a person?
Yeah.
Am I a gear forged?
No.
Okay.
Leosta leaves the room.
I'd say if anything, you probably had found mason's tools within this room, and that's probably the extent.
Leosta would lead them. He's looking for smithing.
So
I'm pretty satisfied. So yeah, let's go find the others.
Okay. I hope they didn't find a bunch of spells or something. Yeah, she
To go
agreed.
show everyone the spells that we found, guys.
When we all meet up together, Prudence kind of halts everyone. Quick question for the ones that weren't with us. Again, Prudence pulls out the letter, and then she holds up the scroll of understanding languages, or whatever it was called. I personally would like to use this scroll to know what the bottom of this letter says, but Tendy and Poppy were a little hesitant for me to use it. What is the opinion of the rest of us?
Leosta squint. Go ahead.
I think it's fine to use it. I think we should get whoever's the most magically inclined, perhaps, to use it, though.
They often,
Right. There you go.
they often squints at the scroll and leans in. What is it?
We read it together, you goofball.
No, the scroll you're
Oh,
holding.
the
Not the note.
scroll, the scroll.
What'd you call me?
I believe I called you a goofball. I do not take it back. I do not
What?
repeat it.
What is ball of goof?
It's a spell of comprehend languages, and I don't remember being not wanting you to do it. I honestly just got distracted by the books, but I think you can do it. I think that's fine.
I think it's
And then
important.
Prudence can understand the dwarves, and maybe Prudence is telling the dwarves to knock it off.
Oh, I thought you said the doors, and I was like,
I mean, you can tell the doors to knock it off too if you want.
Prudence yells at the doors.
I love
What?
Jim Morrison.
If you wanted to tell doors to knock off, wouldn't you just knock on them?
All right, no more dad jokes. I will throw you into the brazier.
The opposite starts. Thank you.
While I would love to be the one to read this letter, I think, like was previously mentioned, someone the most magically inclined should probably do it.
Tindy, you should try.
Oh, Tendy not good at language.
Yeah, but this makes you good at language.
Tendy could be good at language.
I think you can. I think you can do it. And if you can't do it, then we'll bring it tomorrow instead.
Mara's so good at everything.
A scroll's a one-time use, do you know? She says as she looks between the three spellcasters.
No.
Mhm.
I think Tindy should try though.
Yeah, they are one-time use. Once you use them, it's gone.
Because, well, with how I'm thinking, I don't know if this is exactly it, but Mara is more of a nature caster, and comprehend languages doesn't seem like very natural. So I'm thinking it's more of a like arcane thing.
You could fight for it like Leofston and I did.
We don't like fighting.
It's
Tendy not
effective.
strong enough to open door. Tendy can't fight Mara.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight Tendy. If she wants to read the scroll, she can read the scroll.
Prudence looks over at Sin and says, "Is my delivery too, is it bad? Is it our accent, perhaps?"
I don't think that that's a problem. I understood completely. So, yeah, we should definitely just do it.
Tindy, try.
Tendy will do the scroll thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is your first time that you've ever cast a spell from a scroll. You're familiar with
Yes,
scrolls.
I might do that.
Yeah. You are familiar with scrolls. But in the sense of casting, there are a couple things different than just having the spell and casting it. Let me see if Roll20 wants to work, or if not, I will use spell scroll. First level. Okay. So casting the spell by reading the scroll requires the spell's normal casting time. Once the spell is cast, the words on the scroll fade and it crumbles to dust. And if the casting is interrupted, the scroll is not lost. If it's on your class's spell list, but it's a higher level than you can normally cast, you'd need to make an appropriate ability check. It's a level 1 spell, so I don't think you have a problem with that. Once the spell is cast, the words in the scroll fade, and the scroll itself crumbles to dust. The higher the level of the spell scroll, the higher the DC. Any appropriate DCs and attack bonuses are applicable. So simply just reading the magical text on the scroll will allow you to cast the spell. A scroll, for example, comprehend languages normally requires verbal, somatic, and material components. When it is scribed to a spell, it is only meant to be read. Thus, the nice part about having a scroll. It does obviously disintegrate into nothing once you cast it, but so you begin to read this scroll, and the magic, the text itself is not anything special, but the words seem to kind of just brighten as you're reading them. Do you read it out loud or do you read it in your head?
In my head.
Okay, as you read it in your head, the words themselves they seem to sort of light up as you go a little, just ever so slightly. And at the end of it, you don't feel any different. You feel that whatever you have done will last about an hour. You can at least get that sense of this will be around for a little while. And until you were to take a look at a language you haven't understood yet, you can't really see the ramifications of that until you do. So you don't feel any different, but you feel magical temporarily.
Doesn't Leofston have stuff inscribed on his leather or whatever? Doesn't he have, like...
He has runes.
Can I read those? Or is it just, like, languages?
You can look at the runes that Leofston has etched onto him, and they are just... You don't understand those. But it says, for comprehend languages, for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. This spell doesn't decode secret messages in a text or a glyph, such as a arcane sigil, aka also Leofston's runes. That isn't part of the written language.
Okay. So I can't speak it, but I understand it. Tendi puts a paw out for the little note.
Prudence smiles and hands it to you.
Tendi did it. Tendi's so cool.
Now, the original note, part of the note, was that written in Common?
I believe the first part was Common.
Okay. So, the Common, you know how to speak and read and write Common, Tendi, so those words don't seem to change. The words underneath do seem to change. However, they are not able...
What did the note do to her? What did she read?
They are not able to be understood. They are letters in an order that makes no sense, in a language you feel is incredibly rare. You actually, while reading this, previously Prudence and Leofston had a sense of dread while reading it. You feel utterly empty inside.
Oh, really?
You are like that. You just get that feeling of there is just nothing inside of you. You know better,
What?
But you feel that way.
I had a glitch for a split second, and so I think the only thing that I heard was that I can't understand it. It's a bunch of letters. Did I miss anything before that?
It's letters randomized in. So it's like you would know that this is not only in a language that that is very, very unknown, but it's also double coded within itself. It is a
Okay.
Yeah, it is written in a secret sort of text, and in a language that nobody understands. It's as if somebody knows that whoever wrote this knows that is a very basic spell, and still wants to keep their stuff further secret.
Would transcribing it be a good idea?
Yeah, you can transcribe the letters in the order in which you see them for sure.
I do that on the back. Hang on. I don't think I have ink, actually. Maybe I don't do that.
Poppy hands you some ink.
And just
Tandy writes them on the back.
the scroll of comprehend languages, by the way, in front of all of you, just seems to, like lighting a tissue paper on fire, just and it's gone.
Is the feeling that I feel, was that only when I read it, or is that like, do I still not feel great?
As you are looking at this in any sense and trying to understand it, you get this feeling.
And these ears kind of droop as they're reading it, and their eyes kind of like don't cross, but like the other way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Disassociation?
Yeah, Tandy dissociates a little bit. Tandy cannot read this.
Did the spell not work?
Someone maybe say something Tandy doesn't know.
Tendi, you do know that the spell did work. It's just, it's coded.
Maybe it's code.
Code?
All the letters out of order.
Do you think we could figure it out? We're all very, very intelligent people here, so I think we could try.
You've unlocked the first part of it. Let's transcribe the rest.
Yeah, Tandy writes the rest out on the back, but as normal common.
Okay. It looks a mess. And if when you are looking at it in the way that Tendi has written it, no one really feels that sense of dread and that emptiness inside of them.
Tendi not feel good.
As soon as you're done, Prudence will take it from you and roll it back up. How do you feel
How do I feel now?
Tendi feels good. That was a quick flip. I'm glad.
We should take that back to Beckett. Maybe he has resources that can decode whatever is on that.
Yes, the mystery of the scroll must be found. She puts it back in the satchel. I'm glad you're feeling better, Tendi. Thank you.
Yes.
What did you
Next
guys
room?
find in the other room?
Yes, let us move forward. Shall we go in the same marching order as before, left to right?
Yes, that sounds good. And we didn't find much, just tools, and there were documents about the mines, but nothing that we needed to know.
Oh, okay.
We found a few books, and of course these scrolls. I believe Poppy wrote them down.
Mm-hmm. I wrote them all down.
I will point out that Mason's tools themselves are worth 10 gold. But they are 8 pounds, so I'll leave it to you to figure out what you want to do.
I'll take them. Did Mason's tools?
Yep.
Yep.
Cindy is following Mara this time, and they're like very excited to talk about their fucking The Hungry Caterpillar book.
Okay. Well, we will go ahead. This will be real quick. Prudence and Poppy, you get to your door, and as it opens, you realize it is the other side of the room you were previously in.
Ay, dummy.
But maybe it's different. I go in.
You go in and you see the open door down below from whence you previously came.
I think someone was here before us.
I love her so much.
Prudence has like her hand behind her face, and she looks stoic. You can tell she's trying to hide it.
Carry on.
Prudence turns around to Sid and says, "This is just the same room from before. Carry on."
Poppy starts investigating.
Mark, kick the door open.
Well, the door was already partially open, but
yeah, she still kicks it open.
But you kick it, and the halls echo with the slamming of wood against stone, and carries off, possibly alerting you anyone to your current location. But it remains.
Get ready to get tight.
It remains on one hinge. You have dehinged one part of the door.
Prudence turns to Patches and says, "And she was worried that my pot would make too much noise."
I fucking heard that.
Inside this barren room, 3 small couches half circle a small table. Bookshelves line 2 walls of this room, yet nothing but dust occupies them. A small desk sits unused to the south of the couches, with no clear indication of what this room was utilized for. A door to a half wall stands open. Inside this room, a small circular table glows with golden light, with circles intersecting one another, and text that appears to be in Dwarvish labels these circles. A living quarters for one. A bed lays bare with bookshelves of the same. Drawers from the shelves are loose and pulled out, as though it had been searched through previously, or whomever resided here packed things hurriedly.
Okay, so Mara walks up to like the half door and it's latched, so she just like leans over it and latches it from the other side, or unlatches it, and then she walks in. And what'd you say about this gold thing?
It's a small circular table that glows with glowing light and circles intersecting one another, and the text is in a language, unless you speak Dwarvish, you do not understand.
But it's like solid.
Dwarvish.
It's not like liquid.
No.
Okay. Hey Sin, you speak Dwarvish, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but yes, I think I understand.
Cool,
yes.
cool. Can you read this? This table?
I'll take a look.
Okay.
Sin checks out the table.
As you look, you see many of these circles that are intersecting. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Cosmology. I will find it. There it is. There it is. Okay. These intersecting circles read out the following, with one in the center. It says Midgard. To the left, we'll start at the 12 o'clock position. Asgard sits at the very top of this ring. Then to the right of that, Vanaheim. Then to the 3 o'clock position, Niflheim. Then to the 4:30-ish position, Svartalfheim. To the 6 o'clock position, Helheim. To the 7:30, Jotunheim. To the 9 o'clock, Muspelheim. And to the 10:30, Alfheim.
Is it a clock?
What's it say, Sin?
It says a lot of things that I don't quite understand. It's all. I guess I just need to inspect it a bit more. That these are all words that I understand, but I don't understand what it means to be on this table.
Can you tell me what the words are?
Yes. If you start at the top, this is Asgard, and then it's over here's Vanaheim, Niflheim, Svartalfheim, Helheim, Jotunheim, Muspelheim, and Alfheim.
Yeah. Out of character. Hot damn. Can't believe you remember all that.
I wrote it down. But
Can't believe you
No.
remembered it long enough to write it down.
You
Yeah.
should have just let them believe the lie. Think you were real cool. Can Lee Austin hear what they're saying? Maybe he would perk up.
Can he?
It's possible. I mean, you guys are at the entrance to this throne room. I was going to read the description of that, and I think that would probably consume your attention currently, unless you are brought specifically to it. I was going to do this when Patches was originally looking. Y'all die. I'm kidding.
No.
This large circular throne room houses multiple thrones, 3 in total. Each throne faces inward to the center of the room. A raised platform holds a stone-carved anvil set atop a glowing golden light from beneath it, with 3 circular stone platforms ahead of each throne. On these platforms lay circular tapestries depicting a sword, a great axe, and a warhammer. A large chunk is missing from the northwest corner wall, providing sight out into the crevasse up above or below. And below. The sconces do not provide enough light to see much else.
The crevasse from earlier that we crossed?
Maybe. You want to get close to the edge?
Do I recognize this looming darkness?
Yeah, each of the small cliff face rocks actually says property of, Fridunder trademark, established 1427.
That's useful.
Now it looks like rock, but you get close enough, you should be able to see across the way. I would assume with your dark vision, you should be able to see a bridge and or possibly other further beyond.
You said that these were tapestries?
Yes, like rugs.
Okay, so they're not like actual weapons.
Correct.
No.
Yes, there's dust in this room. The room that you're in, Tendy.
Patches is token.
Is there like a lack of dust in certain places? Like, is it very obvious that someone? I'm wondering if this is the person.
Oh, would you like
Mara
to look for tracks?
Yeah, kind of. I just want to see, like, is there dust in the spots? Just less dust? Like, did the stuff get moved today, or was it like weeks ago?
So you are only paying attention to the dust on tables, counters, shelves.
Yeah, and the floor.
Okay.
I want to see.
There's
Yeah,
no change.
yeah. Let's say that I want to look for tracks because I want to see what.
Okay, that would be different. You do notice that there are certainly tracks. You don't notice any change on the shelves. Whatever has been taken from here has been taken for some time. But the tracks themselves lead one set of footprints in and out of this room.
Is Tendy in the same room we're in? I don't see them.
No, they're in the couch
Tendy's
room.
in the room with Mara.
Oh, okay.
I wanna. If I pop my head out the door, where do they go? Do they go to my left or my right?
Pop out and look.
I am popping my head out.
You should.
I don't know if I could stand on top of Lee Austin.
You can for the purposes of looking.
Yeah.
There's no danger. You see a big throne room to the north.
But I don't see steps.
You don't see steps?
I'm looking to see which direction if there are footsteps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. So you're following the trail.
Yes, I
Okay.
want to see which direction it went.
Yeah. They lead up into the throne room. They also lead down further south until they fade away and no longer exist.
Ah, beans.
Do the tapestries? Can I like investigate them or do like a religion check or like something to try to figure out what they are?
Roll me a history check.
Well, I was.
Are we in
Really
the room with
hope for
Mara, or are we in the throne room right now? Like,
Some of you are in the throne room. Some of you are in the room with the glowing runes.
no, I mean like in the order of the initiative.
Oh, I mean, as far as this, we kind of have gone. We went to you guys going through the second part of that same room, and then I went to have everyone go through the room with the small table. So I mean, I've just been going back and forth, and some people have switched switched groups and doing their own thing. So I guess now would be a good time to go ahead and start doing initiative order because we're getting a little bit chaotic. So you're right.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Well,
Tendi, you know that the thing that has walked around in this previous room you were in has gone up into the throne room, and there may be some small dust prints going barely out of it, but they quickly fade. You are unable to keep track of it.
Tendy's gonna come check out this throne room with everybody else.
Okay, Poppy, you were looking at the tapestries, and you want to make a history check.
I rolled a 1.
I think that was Patches, but his token disappeared.
Yeah, he's been gone
Yeah,
for
it
a
was
second.
Patches before.
Yeah.
Where's what?
Patches
No,
was
it just
before
disappeared.
Poppy.
When you switched the initiative, you skipped over a blank person, which was Patches, but his token's gone.
Yeah, it's weird. And you're not able to drag your token back to the map?
No.
Weird.
So it would be his turn to investigate. Sorry.
No, you're good. I don't know. Did you click delete or something? Because that would be bad.
I didn't click anything. I just moved my thing and then it disappeared. Jolene's gone too.
Jolene was never on the initiative from what I saw, but I'll go ahead and.
Yeah, but her token's gone.
Can you reload your page?
Thank you. Now it's back.
Yeah, I went ahead and just put him back
Thank
on
you.
there.
What are we doing? We're looking at stuff.
It's your turn in the throne room. What do you do?
Okay. Patches is going to pick up one of these tapestries and look at it.
It is a tapestry of which one do you grab? So longsword, great axe, or warhammer?
Let's do the sword.
It is a tapestry of a greatsword. It is a large, long sword that has a hilt. Is very dwarven looking.
Fine craftsmanship. Patches is going to stuff it in his bag.
Yeah.
You gotta decorate those rooms.
Oh, that's true. That would look good in your room.
I like to imagine that the reason why Poppy got a 1 was because Patches tore it off the thing before she
Well, there are two other ones. So you probably were looking at that one and you're like, oh, okay. And you go to the next one and you're like, dwarves love swords, great axes, and warhammers.
Dwarven king. And you know who looks kind of like a dwarf? Leofston. He has the same stature, kind of, but he's taller. Maybe this is his throne room.
I do believe dwarves.
He is a king, based off of my own lore.
Nelson's like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, but like he's got good hair and dwarf too.
Checks out. Quietly hear this and checks out.
I'm just saying, I personally have never seen Leofston and a dwarf in the same room. All I'm saying.
Is it Angie's turn?
It is, and it is Prudence's turn.
Prudence's turn. I want to do 2 things. The first thing I want to do is I want to try to turn the anvil.
The anvil is firmly in place.
Okay. The second thing I want to do. I want to mess with the back of the chair. It's got a thing on it.
That the thing on the back of the chair is a large tapestry that just is gold and red that drapes down like a Minecraft flag, you know, like when you a banner. It's just a red and gold banner.
I want to lift it and look behind it.
There is nothing behind it except for more wall.
I want to look under the throne chair.
The throne chair is made of stone.
Is it?
You want to give me a strength check?
Maybe I will. It looks like it's made out of wood. Ready? 11. You're a save.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a save. It would have been a strength check, which is just your strength, not the saving throws area. But I think it's both the same for you. Actually, no, it's 2 less.
It's a 7. Do I lift the stone?
No, but you are 100% certain that this throne is carved from the very stone base. There's not individual pieces. It wasn't IKEA put together. It was built from this large chunk of stone. Carved.
IKEA, why did that word come to my head? How strange.
It's infernal for meatball.
You're a meatball. Well, if the tapestries are tapestries, the thrones don't move, and the anvil doesn't move, I'm done in here. Unless there's like a word I'm not saying for I want to investigate thoroughly.
If you want to look through thoroughly, then yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. Keep in mind that you guys see Prudence go and begin searching thoroughly throughout this room.
12.
Okay. Really missing out on the possibility of free advantage if somebody were to help you. And that's not up to you. That's up to other players to say whether or not they actually are assisting or not. With a 12, you are confident that there's nothing else in this room.
Prudence stands with her hands on her hips. She done a good job.
You done did it.
I don't know why, but I feel like I should tell you that you did a good job, Prudence.
Why, thank you. I feel very satisfied right now.
Thank you.
The spider
I
clings
was
in the
muted.
pot that's hanging from her hip.
She jumps back.
I was muted. If it comes back to me, can I do a perception, or do we not do that because it's already been done?
You're in a room with Prudence, who had spent her time looking around, and she says there's nothing in here. Do you believe Prudence, or do you not believe your party member?
You don't believe me? It looks really hard.
Trying to help you, but I was muted and I didn't realize.
Oh. She wanted to help me.
It's
Jordan,
too
let her
late
help
now.
me.
It wouldn't have
No,
felt
it's not
too
too
much.
late. It's not too late.
With a 15, she wouldn't have found anything either. Any hoozle, Leofston, it is your turn. You have walked into this room. You see Sin kind of looking over a table of glowy stuff.
I heard some familiar things. What's happening down here?
It's the table has. Can you read Dwarvish?
I can. So he leans over and starts reading. These are the 9 realms.
I could read it, but I wasn't sure what they meant.
Do I actually need to roll, or can I just use his religion?
You mean your
'Cause-
passive religion?
Yeah.
What's your religion modifier?
-1.
If you were to use your passive, you would add 10 to that, so it would just be a 9. You would probably get a better chance of rolling it.
Okay, I just hit religion.
Mhm.
I mean, like, Leofston knows his own religion.
You can roll with advantage.
Okay.
But you haven't seen something of this design before. The names probably help. But yeah, go ahead and roll religion with advantage. Okay. Yeah, as far as these are the different realms of your ancestors and gods, and this is related to. You can kind of tell easier that the connecting links between all of these places sort of resembles a world tree, the world tree, Yggdrasil, and the various realms of your religions, or as far as the Northern's religions, main religion of Norse mythology, like the North gods.
So Leofston points to the middle. This is a map of the different realms, and he points to Midgard. So that's where we are, Midgard. And he goes to the top. Asgard is where the gods reside. I have to read deeper. It's where the gods reside. And he kind of goes through the different ones, like Muspelheim's the land of fire. He points out that that Niflheim is fog and mist. Like he talks about each kind of as much as he knows about them. And he gestures to the the map itself, and it's the world tree. It's Yggdrasil. This is what we stand on.
I don't. I guess. Where's Zobek?
He points at Midgard, taps it. This is the big picture. This is bigger than we could any of us could see. This is the realms of the worlds themselves.
Okay. Do you think this table is it you think it would look good back at the guild hall?
Can Lee Austin try lifting it to see how heavy it is?
Sure. You are able to lift it. It's a bit heavy. The make of it is pretty solid wood and stone. But you're currently carrying a roughly 152 pounds. So yeah, it will. If you carry it out now in your attack, that's going to be hard. But you could probably, if on your way back out, you could certainly grab it. Just say you keep track of it, and eventually you'll be able to come back and grab it and put it on the wagon.
The wagon.
It's a wagon.
It's quite beautiful. I think it would look good if you were to keep it.
Lee Austin nods in agreement.
Comfortable.
We'll have to come back for it in case we get basilisk happen again. But no, you're right. This is very well made for dwarven. For dwarven, it's very well made. Sorry, cat appeared.
You're good. Sin, I assume you probably, or is there anything else you want to do currently, as Leofston has kind of educated a little bit on the various realms of Midgard?
Now that Sin has, figured the table out, I think if he's just gonna check around, both these rooms thoroughly just to see if there's just anything that sticks out.
You can do a thorough search. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Wait to see if someone helps you.
I'll help.
I'm not in the room, so I can't.
Or can I not help?
Yeah, you can help. That's fine.
I help.
I'd say, if anything, Mara could also help. I know that Jamie's muted, so sometimes. So, with the six,
I'm not muting you. I'm muting myself.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You're muted. Like, you mute yourself.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm not looking to see if you're unmuted or not. Sin, you give a pretty thorough search. The couches are nice. The candles are not bad, but there's most of the stuff in this room is bare, and there's no signs of anything else in this room. This room looks to be maybe once a sage's room, somebody who was very wise, and maybe you've overheard what was in the room adjacent, and that was, a scroll room of sorts, and whoever was in this quarter was very close to protecting whoever was sitting on the thrones, and was certainly magical in their study at least, but without seeing anything that they used to keep on the shelves, because it is all barren and dusty. You do not see anything else.
On the way out, Sin looks over. He notices that there's there's a blanket and pillow from this bed. And since he does not have a bedroll, he's going to stuff the pillow and the blanket into his backpack.
Okay. Do you do it normally, or do you do it like goblin style? Like when you bust into the room and you're just like, and then you like run out.
Why not? Goblin style. I just take all that stuff and I just leave. I don't say anything at all. I just leave.
Okay. I just imagine you guys are like clearing house at this point. You're like, oh yeah. There might be things later on, but ooh, this fucking tapestry though, bro. Let's take it. Okay, and then we go to Mara. Is there anything in this room or otherwise you would wish to do?
No.
Okay. Then I assume the group.
Everybody did everything.
Wait, no, I want to do something.
Hold on. The group meets back up in the throne room. You are all collectively there. You know what you know. You can go and roleplay for a bit.
Prudence is sitting in one of the thrones.
Finn goes and sits in this throne over here.
Poppy walks up. Is Leof back?
No,
Poppy holds her turn.
Patches grabs the other two tapestries.
Tendy wants to look at them before Patches grabs them.
You want one, Tandy?
Patches, make sure you share.
I'm happy to share. Anybody else wants one, but ain't no sense leaving them here.
I do believe there are tapestries on the back of these thrones.
Yeah, but they ain't got pictures on them.
Looking
Tendy
around
like
the room,
pictures.
Finn is like, what if somebody else sits in the other chair?
Well, we have to have a democratic election.
Who elected you?
I did. Would you like to fight me for it?
I think we all elected her, didn't we? Well, technically she beat up the
Not to
officer.
sit in the chair.
I
Poppy.
sit in
Are
the
you
proverbial
are
chair.
you even able to sit in a chair, Mara?
No,
Wait.
no.
Come and say that to my fucking face.
Wait. What were the tapestries again? Sword.
Hammer. And
Yeah, you can see them on the map. Great sword, great axe, warhammer.
Is anyone
I was
having
single
these?
scimitar.
Prudence holds up her fist, like, sorry, my body is my weapon.
Mara is having many little
Mara rolls
swords.
her eyes.
Mara sit in sword chair.
Hmm. Finn is in the sword chair.
Sin could sit in the battle axe chair. You do prefer axes, don't you?
I'll sit in the axe chair.
You
Well,
want to have a
still.
hammer?
Why don't you take the hammer, since you are a dwarf after all?
He is? I was right?
Knew it.
I'm a what?
Is this your throne room?
Prudence just smirks and looks away. Now, go
What's that?
sit in the hammer chair, Mr. Dwarf.
Yeah. Your Majesty, go.
Just frowns between them, but like goes anyway.
Well, if something exciting don't happen when we're all sitting in these chairs, I say we go explore the rest of this place. I don't
think
know that
the
we're
chairs.
going to find much more here.
I think the chairs will solve all of our problems. We should
I
really
feel like
mean,
we might have missed some weapons that we were supposed to put in the chair.
Did we
Too
get
late now.
weapons?
If,
We got a
if
whole
all
lot
your,
of scimitars.
Poppy, if all your problems involve finding a place to sit, then yes, I think these chairs will solve all of your problems.
Everyone but Poppy, roll me a history check.
Okay. God dang it.
Because I can just help nip this in the bud right now.
Wait, where doesn't Poppy get a check?
You already rolled your check.
Right.
Anybody who got a 15 or higher. It is very easy to say that there were probably in this dwarven citadel 3 dwarves who ruled over, or basically were the official leaders of this citadel that led in a sort of council, judging by the 3 equal-sized, equal-distant thrones in this massive throne room.
Well, of course we knew that. We just wanted to sit in the big chairs.
You tell this to the disembodied voice that explains this to you?
Yes. We all can hear the voice, right?
You heard a god speak to you too.
If I'm going to be the voice of the narrator, I at least get to go once, and only once. You go, girls.
Alright, enough gaffing. Let's move on.
Am I allowed to get out of the chair now?
No, you stay behind. Goodbye.
Of course they
Yeah.
are.
Okay, come on.
I take his hand.
Go get that table, Leopston.
Okay. Go ahead and go back to the center where the petrified spider is. To go back, yes, Prudence, you are able to break off a piece of a petrified spider leg.
Dope.
And a pepper.
Did Tendy grab any of the other tapestries?
I'm assuming all 3 weapon tapestries have been picked up. I do not know about the ones behind the throne.
There were ones behind the throne.
Yeah, but they didn't have
Oh no, we
pictures
gotta
of
go
the
back.
ring.
Yeah, they
Okay.
didn't have pictures.
Right. We're more of a picture book kind of group.
Jordan, how alike would you say running this D&D game is to herding cats?
Well, seeing as how I just got my cat herding certificate in the mail just last week, it's exactly the same.
That's what I figured.
Mm-hmm.
Prudence stands next to the giant spider. Alright, are we feeling east or south?
So shall we
Oh, I
find
thought
out
you
what's
said that
behind
east.
this door right here?
Alright,
Yes.
go ahead and open it.
This particular door is locked.
Hmm.
Our enemy.
Anyone
Alright,
wanna try?
let's spend the next 40 minutes trying to get this bad boy open.
And that's how
What
you
if-
DM.
Let's try to pickpocket. I mean, no, not
Does
pickpocket.
anybody does anybody have any tools that would?
Nope.
Because I could try
Mara.
to.
Maybe we.
Mara kicked the door in last time, and that was the only way that it worked. We should try that first.
Wait,
Okay.
maybe
Stand
these
back.
ones is looking in other rooms first and finding.
Patches
Lock
snaps
it.
off a leg of
very
the
much
spider.
so
I got a
close.
tool right here.
I think it's too big.
I think Tendy's got the good idea. We might find a key in another room.
Everybody stand back.
What are we doing? I'm so confused.
This
I
is
love the idea that Mara is like, everyone's like, yeah, let's go look around for stuff, and Mara's like, no, fuck this door.
this is the world's shittiest video game. Yeah, no, the keys might be somewhere else, but in a world where the door is locked and Leon from Resident Evil can't get to the other side, at least in this world, Leon can just break down the door.
Bust it down.
It would be
Oh, hang
it'd be a
on.
strength check.
Can I help?
Sure.
Can I help?
How's your? It's only advantage once. You can't get double advantage.
Okay, but
Okay.
consider it.
It's
Triple
just-
advantage.
But consider triple advantage. What are your thoughts
I'll
on
help from a side. I'll do a little cheer.
Ooh, double prime numbers.
Tell that to Amazon. That the door buckles just a little bit, but seems to hold all of its pins. No, as far as it does not seem to move.
Bested again.
It looks like it's a pull door, not a push door.
Yeah. Let me. I'm going to push on it at the same time as you run towards it. Maybe.
What if you pulled on it? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll go again.
Hey, Tindy, what room do you think a key would be in if there was a key? Like,
Shush,
if you had
there's
to
no
guess
key. I've got that.
room.
Oh yeah,
Mara
fuck
is the
you.
key.
The door itself does buckle a little bit more, and at this point, a crowbar could be used in perhaps maybe 5 minutes.
Nah. And there are 80 dwarves on the other side.
I have an axe.
I have the crowbar.
And my axe.
This
All right,
happened
let's crack
last
it open.
time and the crowbar didn't work.
So, yeah, Sin uses the crowbar to crack it open.
Okay.
Mara pulls a
Oh,
scimitar
yeah.
out.
We don't got 5 angry dwarfs shooting at us this time.
Yeah, I'd say with
I'm
with,
a fan of
with
that.
there being no immediate danger around, you are eventually you are able to open up this door correctly, no, incorrectly, but you managed to open up the door.
Hey, if the door opens, it was right.
Yep.
Oh, me first. You dumb bitch.
This room seems to have more It has 2 desks with bookshelves and file cabinets, wooden file cabinets on the sides, drawers and scrolls aplenty, and 2 open books. Your best guess is that this is some sort of a record keeping room.
What's in the file cabinet?
File cabinet is almost an endless list of records of employers, like dwarves that have worked through here. The hierarchy as far as like who is on staff as cooks, who has been like contracts of employment for mining. A lot of very unessential and boring but necessary logistical paperwork.
Are there pictures?
No.
Well, you don't need it.
What are the open books? What do they contain?
The open books, they are actually written in common. The book on the left says is open to a recent page. Everything after this page is blank. But these current pages speak the following. Darrow slink through the subterranean realms, seeking places that are safe from the perils of the Underdark. Equal parts fearful and vicious, bands of these dwarfkin prey on those weaker than themselves, while giving simpering obeisance to any creatures they deem more powerful. Wild-haired, haggard, shuddering, and shabbily dressed, a lone Darrow seems a pitiable creature. But when a cackling, spitting, growling, howling horde of them attacks, the sight inspires both fear and revulsion. There seem to be more differing forms of Darrow. Some have shown an ability to wield magics that showcase their chaotic and mad nature. If some have the affinity to the arcane, what other things are they capable of? That is the book on the left. There's also a book on the right.
What's in the book on the right?
That one says, we have seen increased scouting parties of Darrow in the past year. Whether they have trained sturges and other creatures from below is anyone's guess, but we've managed to have enough of our own security to handle their meddling. Of the few that were captured and held for questioning, not a one of us was able to cut through their insane ramblings to determine why they were coming farther up from below. There's still a few miles from the surface here, and our council believes we've mined all that we could without going deeper. Negotiations for contract work in other locations has been a priority of the council, and our liaisons have brought back potential allegiances.
What is this statue?
It is a statue. It looks to be a very beautiful dwarven woman, holding out two torches to provide as sort of the backlight for these 2 desks. There is no plaque that indicates who this dwarven woman is, but she is quite pretty for a dwarf.
Does she have a full beard?
She's got the etchings on her face of a very slight beard.
At the statue I'm standing near, is the ration that I put here still here?
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll leave the room.
Okay.
You want to go see what's behind that giant door?
There's a room over here.
Oh yeah, isn't there like a door?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right where Prudence is.
We should be thorough.
You're at a door.
Yes. I was just waiting for my turn. Can I open it?
Sure.
I turn. The knob!
It is not locked. It opens.
What do I see?
Inside, this looks to be some sort of shop where there are, shelves along along this wall. Let me get to a layer you can see. along this wall, some various crates and some armor dummies or armor stands that hold either mining clothes or equipment and or leather armor. Or no, more like probably chainmail, things that are forged down here rather than leather.
So they hold those things, or there are those things there?
They're like mannequins that have the armor on them.
So the armor isn't there.
No, the chainmail and breastplates are there
Oh, okay.
on the mannequins over here.
Yeah,
Which one of my party members wears chainmail? Or would I
I mean, I think a
wear
lot of
chainmail?
That breastplate?
Yeah, he said a breastplate. Prudence is going to take it off and then walk over to the offstay. Is this your size?
Leosin puts his arms up to see if it is.
I hold it up. Does it seem like it would fit?
Might be tight, but sure.
She hands it to you. If you would like it, it's yours. I don't wear armor.
Is it nicer than the one I'm wearing? Like, is it different, like a better quality iron? Or can I not tell?
It's about the same. It's not meant for style or it's just basically meant to cover your ass if you're working down here in these in this underground.
You said there was a leather one as well, right?
Yeah, I had some more description, but if you want to, we can get through these.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
You're good. Yeah, there is another leather one. If you want to go ahead and resolve that, I'll read the rest of the description.
Okay. Patches wears leather, right?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
it just leather or is it studded leather?
Leather.
Patches wears it. Poppy wears it.
I mean, I've already got leather armor, so I don't need the second one.
There was leather, there was a scale mail, and there was a breastplate. What of those has been taken at this point?
I gave the chain mail to Leofston. The
But
leather is still up for grabs.
The
I'll
chainmail.
take the breastplate.
What were you gonna say, Kelly?
I'll say, like, someone else gonna have to chainmail because it's about the same as I already have. I'll take it and we can sell it for monies, but
I think you're the only one that uses heavy armor.
Yeah, Poppy can only wear like light armor.
Prudence stands next to the leather and she gestures for Poppy and Patches and does Tendi wear leather? Anyway, she gestures for you three to come over. This seems to be your kind of armor. I'm not sure which one of you would fit best, but go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
I think we can just keep it, and then if nobody wants it later, we can sell it all. Because I mean, I already have leather armor. I'm wearing it right now.
Leosin nods in agreement.
We can just sell it all and earn more profit.
Yeah. Tendi will take the leather armor.
Leosin puts the chainmail in his pack.
Prudence looks above because she feels as though there's more to know about this room.
Yeah, Tendi will look around with Prudence.
There
Is
are
this embodied voice? Where are you?
God?
There are a few books that are stacked over here in various colors, some papers on the table, and a ledger over here. These items right here seem to be mannequins that are posed in sort of a fighting stance, but they are currently weaponless and armorless.
Poppy goes to the books immediately.
Prudence wants to look for a till.
Okay. Poppy, you go to the books. Prudence, you go to search through some of the drawers near the front of like this area. We will. I think now we're kind of splitting things up a little bit. If you don't have anything you're doing, just say pass. But we'll start with Tendi. Tendi, is there anything you're doing in specific?
Tendi wants to read through the ledger and the paperwork. I don't know where in the room that is.
Ledger is over here. This book, and then these are. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. Over here is the ledger.
Oh, there we go.
And then over here seem to be receipts. You look through the ledger.
I want to look at the ledger.
The ledger is in Dwarvish, but you still have you still have comprehend languages up. So it mentions that the most recent note is that most of the remaining items were purchased by Officer Durgan, and is in the officers' quarters. And then it goes back for various purchases such as shields, mining picks, basically just all the things that have been purchased. There have been no purchases since about a couple years ago.
What was the name of that officer again?
Officer Durgan.
Okay, that's probably the guy who had the bedroom.
And it's in the officers' quarters.
Which I'm assuming would have to be that room unless we have other ideas. Cindy definitely lets everyone know what's in the book.
Okay. The receipts are just similar receipts. Some of them are IOUs, but obviously long since forgotten, and of pretty much no import any longer.
Okay, I'll pass for time.
Patches.
Patches' token disappeared again.
I see you.
I see it. I see.
Jordan, when you switched between the layers, is it like on a different layer?
No, that's only for me.
It?
Yeah, I switched to the dynamic lighting layer to indicate that there is another door to the south, but you guys would have seen that, but I didn't mark a white line during the basilisk fight. That doesn't change anything in regards to the tokens for individuals.
Yeah, I don't see Patches.
All right, let me delete you and re-add you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Patches is here.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Patches will just kind of move to the outside of this room and hold.
Okay. If you recently got armor, you might want to take some time to don it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Sorry.
Okay. So for donning armor, that is going to be, what is it, medium armor?
Yes.
It's going to take you 5 minutes.
Okay, Patches will do that for 5 minutes.
Sounds good. Let me re-add your turn to this, so then that way we know. Alright, Poppy.
Go into the books.
The books up here in the top corner, those are previous year's ledger books. There is nothing particularly interesting.
No more pictures.
No pictures at all. Unfortunately. Prudence, you go searching through drawers for a till.
Mm-hmm.
I would say most of them, or all of them are empty. The one that is underneath the receipts is, you would imagine, would be where the till would normally be, but it seems that the money box inside of it has been taken.
It makes sense. Can I investigate the crates in the corner of the room?
Sure. While you do that, those are essentially just like linens and other various common mundane items.
Nothing I'd want.
Nope.
Okay.
Leofton.
Did you mention anything about like smithing tools being around?
Not in this room, no.
Okay. He's going to step outside and kind of keep an eye on things.
Okay.
That's it.
Sin?
Sin is just going to come. He went down this small hallway just to come back to the previous big area that we all battled in, just to kind of just look around. He's just kind of browsing.
Okay. You can kind of hear beyond the door a very, very hushed tone of bubbling. Maybe an occasional ping of metal on metal or metal on stone. And it is very rhythmic, but it's not very common. So it's like you hear like a ting, ting every few seconds or so.
Do I hear somebody basically crafting metal somewhere?
Behind the two big doors, yeah.
Okay, I will go over to the store.
The bright light, by the way, is still very much apparent underneath the small little tiny bit of crack underneath the door.
I'll
yeah.
go through if I can. I don't think I can.
Oh, because I put it as one way. Once you go through it, you okay, hang on. I'll just delete the door.
All right. Sim will come in here and explain what he had heard. There's someone's crafting metal beyond that door.
Oh? Maybe they can help people get armor to their right size.
I don't believe that we were told that this place was occupied.
I think we should definitely investigate that as soon as possible, because they might not be
Yes,
there.
doors is heavy.
Alright. Are we all done with this room? I haven't seemed to find anything of interest.
I don't see anything interesting over by the books. No picture books, no stories.
Mara, before we go to everyone, what do you do in that hallway? You see that there is obviously more room, more hallways down in these directions. And a statue in this hallway behind you.
Can I hear her say that?
For the later recording, she said, "Does someone want to come and look over here with me?"
Thank you. Yeah, I would say probably Leofton heard it and then got communicated through, so everyone in the room eventually knows. But Mara, you find yourself currently by yourself while everyone else is in this room.
If I hear it, then I'll go over and assist.
Yeah, Tendy will go too.
Okay.
Me trying to walk through the wall.
Yeah.
Why can't we?
You run full speed. It hurts.
I'm here, Mara. Did you want to go east? What's up, homie? Alright, let us proceed. I believe Tendi wanted to accompany us as well.
Tendy here.
Poppy was gonna come too, but I have to restart my roll 20.
Why?
It stopped working. I couldn't see anything.
Boo. Alright, give me 1 second, por
Whoa.
favor.
I was really zoomed in. Oh my god.
Tendy loves Mara too. Tendy read Mara book.
Tendy holds up the big book.
I've got two.
Let me see. All of those. Okay, all of them. All of them, you say, Jordan? All of them.
All of them, all of them.
Dang it. No, no, no.
Duh.
Hang on. Drawing on this is a little difficult. Trying to mark where the doors are for you guys. I believe I got them all. So yeah, you guys look off to the east, you see that there is a hallway. The spider webs eventually end themselves due to the small enclosed quarters. Perhaps those large creatures could not be able to spend a lot of time squeezing through these areas. So right now it looks like we've got half of the group in the room. We got half of the group with Mara looking to go further west.
I think we're all together now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I am marking doors.
Yep, we're all together, so I guess we go single file down the hallway with Mara in the lead.
Yeah.
Ooh, good idea.
As you reach this intersection, you notice that there is obviously the hall continues further west, but a large opening up north into a large intersection with some doors on the sides. A statue stands right in smack dab in the middle of this area. To the south, you do see many doors with a small kind of cramped hallways similar to the quarters where you first entered through the Citadel. After getting shot at by Darrow.
You're the lead, Mara. I will follow you.
Okay, I had to take my headphones out because they were hurting my ears, so sorry for my shitty laptop mic.
Are you good?
Good. Good.
You said we know we came from the north? We would have had to, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't
So I
believe
think-
we've been in this room over here, because I think it's
Okay.
blocked off.
I'll go in here then, just so we can check it off the list.
I'll follow Mara.
Ooh, doors.
Yeah, doors to the left and to the right.
Okay. I'm gonna jiggle the doorknob on this one.
It jiggles. It does not seem to be locked.
Does it fold?
It does.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door.
It looks to be a bedroom of 8 with a couple of tables at the end, and everything seems to be pretty barren, but also neatly made. The beds do not seem to have been touched or used in quite some time.
Would you like my assistance in helping you investigate this room, Mara?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a. Go ahead and roll investigation with advantage. We're gonna go over to Tendi as you guys have made your way through and up through this area.
Look at that advantage.
Nice.
I can see.
You rolled literally the worst and the best on that die.
Yeah.
I'll call you Katy Perry. You're hot and you're cold.
Yeah, I am a Libra. Gotta balance it out, baby.
You find like a small dagger, some very, very, very stale, dusty, moldy bread, and a very dusty dish rag or a handkerchief.
Ew. Okay. All I found was this little dagger. Probably the only thing worth keeping.
Prudence points at the bread in a really teasing tone. She says, "Are you sure you don't want to give that bread to our spider?" And she pats the
I'm
pot.
absolutely sure. Fairly certain robots don't eat.
How racist. I'm kidding. All right, we'll go to Tendi real quick. Tendi, you seem to be in front of a door.
I opened the door.
Ooh, the door's locked.
Oh, is it really?
It is.
Is there a sound coming from it?
Where is Teddy?
So you
Across
jiggle
the
it.
hall.
You jiggle it first, and then you check for sound. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh no, I closed that thing. Hang on.
21. Very good. You do not hear anything beyond the door.
Tendi looks around the hall and just kind of says, "Door lock," and just keeps trucking.
Mara, I think we need you to lockpick this door again.
Hang on. Okay. I have do a miner's pick.
It's gonna basically
Does
be
it have a pick in it?
it's gonna be essentially the same thing where you're gonna need to spend time to bust down a door
With a miner's pick?
with a miner's pick, with hooves, with your hard head, and anything really. Without thieves' tools, it's gonna take strength, pure strength, to bust down this door.
Okay. They're asking to do it though, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
so
Sin,
we'll-
you have the crowbar, right?
Sorry, that was a joke. I was basically making a joke about how you didn't actually lockpick the last one. You just knocked it down.
Mara
I
is the
still
lock
have
pick.
the crowbar. Yes, I grabbed it.
Yeah. Sin, you have the crowbar. Can you try to open the door with the crowbar?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Without
I need
without
manicure.
the last time that you opened it with the crowbar, it was already sort of busted, and you had a little bit of leverage. In a pristine condition, crowbars are not door openers naturally by trade, but we can certainly do that when we come to your turn. We're gonna go to Patches right now.
I mean, I guess we'll just explore a little bit.
Okay. You see a door over here to your left, and a door in a hallway that sort of lead over in this direction that get smaller. The hallway up ahead leads to two different doors.
Okay, well, can I try one of these doors?
You can. It is unlocked.
I will open it.
All right. You open it. Inside is a bedroom for 5 with a corresponding round table. Many of the items on there are incredibly rusted and worn, and there does not seem to be anything of use in this room. But
Okay.
the beds themselves have plates on the foot of the beds that are speak of like they're in Dwarvish. Do you speak Dwarvish? Read Dwarvish?
I do.
It is the last names of dwarves, but they all seem to carry a official title, whether it be like captain or whatnot. They all seem to carry equal title.
So these are the officers. Okay, it can be someone else's turn.
Yeah, I'd say I'll turn the roll 20 off because you guys are further away from the madness. Yep, we'll go to Poppy.
Okay, so first off, I haven't heard the D20 this entire time, so roll 20, so that's something I need to figure out. Second, I'm going to just look around, peek my head around this corner. Do I see anything?
Do you see the exact same that I introduced Patches to? A door over here to the left, a small hallway leads off to the right with a door, and then you saw Patches walk through this door. This door seems to remain closed.
I'm gonna go to this door that's closed.
There's two of them. Which one?
I'm walking to this one right here,
And go into the one that Patches is not in.
Okay, that door is also unlocked.
I go in.
The door opens, and inside is another rounded table with many worn items and a chandelier with candles that are in like wax covers the table from being burnt out, and 5 more beds lay in a row against the bottom of the wall. All of them seem to have plaques on the baseboard, the footboard of the bed.
I think to myself,
I think Sin doesn't have a bedroll, so I think I should get him a pillow and a blanket.
So I go and grab another pillow and blanket.
Okay.
And I also take it goblin style.
Okay. Sounds good. You make your way back out. We'll go to Prudence.
Is there any way to assist Sin with the door opening? Like, I help him pull on it to make it stronger.
Yeah, so the way that you have your knowledge of doors thus far are, if you do not have something to unlock it, like a key or perhaps thieves' tools, then you guys have used brute force, which has worked. It's just taken a while. You've noticed that every time that Sin has used his crowbar, it's been after the door has been at least partly ajar. So your best way to aid Sin in opening this door without the use of a key or thieves' tools would be, in fact, using your strength to try to bust the door loose enough for him to apply the crowbar to it.
Would it be better to punch it, or would it be better to use an axe?
There's armor class and hit points of doors, and there's also the strength checks to be able to break down the door. So it's really whatever you feel like you want to do.
If you punch right here next to where the hinges are at, maybe I could get the crowbar bar in there, and you could it would just be easier.
All right, Sin. Prudence rolls her shoulder and then punches it.
You're going to punch it? Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack. For wood, that hits. So go ahead and roll for damage. Let's see. Okay. You give it a good hit, and the door kind of shakes, and dust sort of falls from the line as it's been set closed for some time. The door appears to be loose. Perhaps if you were to do it again, or with maybe your bonus action or something, with your martial arts, then you might be able to knock it ajar.
I'm going to hit it one more time. Watch out. She'll hit it again with her bonus action.
That one you try to hit, and you end up, your fist kind of goes, and a little bit of a splinter goes into the top of your hand.
Ouch.
No damage, but
Door is quite a formidable opponent.
Is your hand okay, though? It looks a little red.
I'll be fine. That's it.
okay. Leofston.
Sorry. He's going to take a look down the hallway and go to the room that has not been explored yet.
Can you move so I know which one you're talking about?
I'm trying to reach
Okay.
it. I was behind the names.
Are you behind the names?
Well, I was stuck behind the names. I was.
All right, Dick Van Dyke.
Yes,
This door also is unlocked. So you open it.
please.
It is an office. There's a desk, a couple chairs, a chair behind the desk, a little side desk with most of the writing utensils or ink that is long since dried out. There is a wall that has a few weapons on it. They are there's a crossbow and a couple of spears and a couple of javelins. There's also a door to the east.
I want to pick up two of the javelin. Or how many javelins are there?
2 and 2 spears and 1 crossbow. That's a light crossbow.
The officer will pick up the javelins and one of the spears, and then go explore the door on the side of the room.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Sin, Prudence has punched the door, has knocked it pretty loose, but perhaps either you can wait with your and hold your action for her to maybe try to strike it again, to use your crowbar to open it up, or you can attempt to attack it yourself. I will say, for a moment, now that you've spent some time around these doors using crowbars and such, you sort of feel a small bit of frustration, not at anybody here, and maybe not even necessarily at yourself, but you don't know why, but you know that locked doors are a very common thing, and if only you remember having thieves' tools in the past and being quite good at them. But when you woke up, you didn't have any thieves' tools, and survival was more important at the time. You know that if you were to find thieves' tools, you would sort of be whole again. That would fill that kind of gap in your heart and in your head. But what do you choose to do for your turn?
Handling that frustration, Sin is going to drop for now the crowbar onto the ground, and he's going to have at this door with his axes for a bit.
Okay. I'll let you get a full round's worth of attacks in if you get a. I believe you get 2 because you get your main attack and your offhand attack, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if it counts. I guess if I hit, well, shit, it's just a door. I mean, it's not like it's gonna move.
It's not gonna move, and most importantly, it's not gonna attack you back. And if it does, it's not gonna do damage because Prudence got a thing, but it didn't hurt her. 15 is the armor class for the door. So Prudence's first punch hit, and her second punch missed, but your axe hits in and kind of gets a good chunk of the door out, and you use that same weak spot where Prudence had punched and you had hit earlier, and you essentially chop the door in half to where you are able to the other half of it that isn't all splinters just kind of and hits on the floor and opens up
Well done, Sid.
a pretty nice room.
Loosened it for me, I guess.
These private quarters appear to belong to a previous occupant who held a higher position. On the walls sit artistic dwarven pottery, painted artwork, and various dwarven weaponry, from axes to hammers and shields. A few armor stands hold half-plate armor and chainmail armor, each with their share of dust and worn use. The other third armor stand stands empty.
Sin definitely grabs that half-plate armor.
Okay.
That would look really nice on you.
Let me see.
Do you need help putting it on?
Yeah, if you don't mind, this armor that I'm currently wearing is a little tight.
Is it half plate? Is it half plate's heavy armor, correct?
No, half-plate is
Medium?
medium. It's just the best of the possible medium.
Oh, yeah.
It's the 750 gold piece variety.
Yeah. It is made for a dwarf. It's a little tight, but it's doable. Probably you might have to make some modifications eventually for your appendages. But it's going to take you 5 minutes to put that together. And you can tell while you are putting on this armor that there seems to be a conspicuous arrangement of boxes and various mundane items that seem to cover up things. But currently, you and Prudence are putting on the armor. If she's helping you, then I would say it's 2.5 minutes, but you notice this while you are currently putting on this armor.
You seem to be looking at something.
Yeah, things are arranged strangely. It's once we get my other arm in, I'd like to just take a look.
All right. I'm not quite sure what to do with this part.
I'm gonna have to make some changes probably, but in the meantime, I'll just deal with it.
We will go to Mara.
Hello. Is this mine? I got all the way up there. Okay, so I'm going to just come up here. Oop, that's the zoom button.
In this hallway, you can only see one door that has been not opened, and that's off in this hallway.
This way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, the door's open. What do you mean not opened?
There's a door right there and a door right there.
Oh, it goes north. Okay, I thought it went west. Okay,
Yeah.
or east, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna jiggle the handle.
Of which door? The one that that's above you?
Yeah,
It is unlocked.
it's up. Ma'am?
No.
Sorry. The dog's doing weird kennel things. Okay, I'm gonna open it.
Okay. You open the door. Looks to be a very dirty and smelly bathroom.
Oh, gross, I walk back out.
Okay.
You sure you don't want to dig around in the water?
No.
But wait, that's where people hide all their guns inside of plastic wrap.
Mm-hmm.
They can keep their gun.
I'll give this one to you, Mara. You check the other door. It is the door back to the dining hall.
Oh.
Where we started.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna come back out and be like, yep, there's nothing over here. Nothing at all. Nothing to see.
Stink lines just kind of follow behind. Okay, no. Tendi, we'll go back to you.
Hello, sorry, I was muted.
Mhm.
So you said that we did check out these doors up here?
Yes, there only seems to be one more door in two more doors, in fact, that have not been checked. There's one inside
They're
the
all
room.
down.
No, there's one inside the room with Sin and Prudence, and then one that Leofston is getting ready to look at, I believe.
Oh, I can't see lost.
Because you saw Patches come in and out of this room, you saw Poppy come in and out of this room, you saw Mara go to the right, you saw Leofston go to the left.
I'm gonna go with Leoston. And then I'll just... Yeah. Because we haven't opened that door yet, right?
Correct. You see Leofston standing in front of a door. Do you wish to check it?
Yeah, let's see if it's locked.
It's not locked.
Tendi open?
It opens.
Tendi looks up at Leofston.
Leostin does a welcoming gesture and steps out of the way.
Tendi opens the door.
It's a single bedroom with a bed, dresser drawers, and a small shelf, and nothing else. A small torchlight kind of lights up the small room.
There's nothing at this desk. Can I look through the desk?
You can look through the desk, yeah. You find various reprimands that have been given to dwarves, workers within the mines. This is a official officers' quarters, perhaps where they have done interviews and other various things. But other than that, it's just it's like looking at loan documents, never working in the loan business before.
Is there anything else in this room? Wasn't there... Because you said this is the officer's room?
This is the officers' quarters, the area that you are in.
Yeah, because wasn't there some note about officer something or other, and he had something...
Probably.
Officer...
Durgan
Yeah, in the
this room?
shop, he was the last one to buy things.
Yeah, I want to look around a little. What's this door? Can I open this door?
That story opened.
That's the door you opened. It's a small bedroom.
This one?
Yeah.
I thought we went through this one.
No, I went to that one.
Okay.
That's where I
I
picked
guess
up 2 javelins and a spear.
Yeah, there was 2 javelins, 2 spears, and a light crossbow. So there's a spear and a light crossbow still up on this wall. You see Leofston fitting the javelins somewhere along his back.
I'll take that crossbow.
Okay, light crossbow's yours. Anything else?
Is that different from a hand crossbow?
Yes, it is very different.
Shit. Okay.
Light crossbow requires 2 hands, loading properly, all that good stuff. It's in the player's handbook.
No, I'm good.
Okay. We'll go to we're almost done. There's literally just one more room and whatever the heck's in Patch in Sin and Prudence's room. So Patches, we go to you.
I'll see what's behind door number whatever this is in Sin and Prudence's room.
Door 475.
Yes.
Another small room with a well-made bed, a dresser drawer, and a shelf, and nothing else.
Okay. When you say that, is that like there's nothing else? There's no point in doing a check, or should I do a check?
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing else in this room.
Okay. Then I'll just leave and wait for everybody else.
Okay. We'll say for the sake of summarizing things up, Sin and Prudence, you guys get the armor on. Sin, you go to investigate this suspicious area that you have seen. And you find the following. Stashed pretty well hidden behind these things, you find a set of traveler's clothes.
Lockpick.
Thieves' tools.
Yes!
A potion of cure light wounds, 5 pounds of gold bars worth 250 gold total.
Repeat that last one.
5 pounds of gold bars worth 250 gold total. An unlocked chest. Inside is 100 gold pieces. And a envelope that has a broken seal on it. Or a seal that has obviously come apart due to drying of time.
And what does the envelope? Well, it's just the broken. I take whatever the contents is out. Take a look at it.
Do you know Dwarvish?
I do.
Okay. I will go ahead and copy and paste this for you to read if you want to read this out loud. That's what I'm going to start doing.
Okay.
I think that's only fair. I'm going to DM it to you. No.
I found this, Prudence.
She looks over your shoulder as you read it.
Alberni, since the breaking of Friundor, my men and I have tried to continue operating, but with all the noise being made, there are creatures coming up from the crevasse. We are leaving soon, as we do not have means to close such a catastrophe. The dead are starting to decay and must be buried soon. Uranos was able to get a bridge across back to the living quarters. That's the bridge that... but she fears it will not allow us to take what we've mined and collected. We've locked it all up in one of the rooms in the smithing chambers. Perhaps we'll be able to find time to come back and retrieve what we've worked for during the last 70 years, friend. We fear hell itself is making its way up the craggy walls of this crevasse, and some of the more superstitious of us have already abandoned this place. I must go and check on the men guarding.
And it abruptly ends there.
It just stops. It doesn't make me feel very good.
They couldn't be talking about the Dragor. Dragor.
I'm not sure, but I don't know. It makes me a bit uneasy.
Well, yes, how ascending would make anyone uneasy. I mean, all that we've seen so far are basilisks and spiders.
There's quite a find that you and I have discovered. We should tell the rest of them.
Of course.
Okay. As you all sort of, at least in this area, and found way back to the dining hall, you all sort of reconvene, we'll say, in the center of this area known as the officers' quarters, as we will end it for the night and perhaps explore the remaining few sections of Citadel for Yunder.